All right, here we are. We are outside the shop. It is hot today, boy, but we are getting ready to jerk out that Land Rover engine again. Long story, but that'll be in that video. But I just got a package dropped off, and we are going to go ahead and open it real quick. I'm going to show you what we got because it's pretty neat. So, the good friends over at KKSEVENS sent us a magnetic induction heater kit, 110 volts, 1300 watts. If you've never seen one of these before, the idea is you don't need a torch. You take this puppy, you put it on a rusty bolt, it will heat it so hot, you can break it loose, get it out, no big deal. So let me get this out of this box, we'll open it up, we're gonna look at what the kit looks like. Then what we're gonna do, because we're in Texas, as some of y'all know, we don't get a lot of rusty bolts down here. My brother does, he's the one who's interested in this. It's going on the old big Cat Holt truck. And he's gonna go put it to the test for us and film it at the landfill on some dozers that apparently have some very hard to get out bolts. So we'll see how this thing does, but let's open it up, let's see what the case looks like. Well, then we'll go find Corey, we'll give it to him, and y'all get to see it used in probably the most drastic environment that exists. All right, let's see what we got here. The case feels nice and solid. Open it up. Oh, nice. Proper fit, too tight, no load. Cool, they give you some nice good instructions here. Oh, it's pretty lightweight. Takes any old regular extension cord. Oh yeah, I actually have high hopes for this. It's pretty bulky, but it's not terrible. I mean, if you're trying to get to like an exhaust bolt, or if it's an exhaust manifold, you're probably gonna have a hard time. The engine will have to be out of the vehicle. But if it's like a standard exhaust bolt, or you know, for those of y'all up north, any bolt in existence underneath the chassis, you could probably get to it pretty easy with this bad boy. Heck yeah, dude. All right, here it is, man of the hour. I'm gonna make him show that he knows how to put it together real quick before he takes it out into the field. Super easy. You just pick whatever fitting you want. You drop it down into this hole here. You can see there's little leads and contacts there. They give you these nice little knobskis that you open up and just screw them until they're tight so they're making contact. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Look at that, y'all. You torque that to spec?
Something like that.
Look, it is that simple. Now you plug it in, you hover it over what you need to hover it over. And yeah, theoretically it should heat that puppy up to a point we're gonna see here coming up in the video. But I'm gonna go ahead and just take this moment now. I will say I will have a link up in the video in the description below, but we will let you know if this thing is worth a damn or not.
First place is gonna get tested is a final drive on a landfill dozer. And these bolts look like they've probably been at the bottom of the sea since like the 1800s, but they've just been in a landfill for 6 months. But like the goal is obviously like this one in particular, we're gonna use it on the Allen head, right? So like the way you would normally use it is you'd have like a head of a bolt,
yeah,
and it straddles down just like that, and use induction to heat the head of the bolt, versus just blown fire, which I will.
It should have some space. It can't be too tight.
Correct. Yeah. Which I will say that if this does work the way I hope it does, it's a phenomenal tool for landfill, because obviously if anyone's ever worked on any landfill equipment whatsoever, they're always packed full of paper, trash, highly flammable stuff, and it's like actually it's highly frowned upon. Like you don't use a torch unless it's absolutely necessary.
How often is it necessary?
Daily.
Yeah.
So
that's what I figured.
But obviously you always have multiple fire extinguishers on standby.
Sweet.
Machines have fire suppression systems for that. So
okay. Well,
yeah, hope it works.
We're gonna send it with him. We're gonna see how it does. So the next video you'll see, he'll be on his own, and I'm sorry for that.
All right, so we are out here doing some in the field work. We have a Cat 349 pulling the final drive off. And you can just see how crusty this thing is. And to top it all off, the tech that had priorly put this final drive on doused these bolts with red Loctite. And the ones you can get the impact on without a extension, fantastic. Ones you gotta get the extension on, it's everything this 3/4 has to rip them out. You're sitting there hammering on them for about a solid 3 to 5 minutes, and I've forgot, had this bad mamma jamma. So this actually works out perfect, because while this truck does have a torch up there, I am out of acetylene. 24 with 36mm heads. It's a very common bolt we use out here. Now, while this one comes pre-made in the kit, and it looks like it fits over there, you see how it's actually touching all 6 points of the bolt? It's not what you want. I almost thought this kit was junk. I was just an idiot. User error. So, luckily the kit does come with these, which you use to make custom ones of whatever you'd like. So, that is the one we ended up making. And if you see how we got clearance all the way around it, that's what you want. And just to prove that this thing is not already loose, snap on 3/4, running 165 psi air. Didn't budge. Whereas instead you use this, and you just kind of snake up, spin around. All right, just like that. So you see how it's just floating over the bolt? You have one button right here, make sure it's plugged in. Hit the button, you're gonna see a little light come on. That's how you know it's cooking. Now obviously you don't want to ram it up against it, you just want to let it kind of float over the head of the bolt. And I should just use it on that one right there. I think it took all of about 45 seconds to get that bolt right at 400 degrees, enough to break that red Loctite. Alright, I don't have 3 hands, so I'm going to try and use my 2 knees to hold my phone. I'm going to show you. We've been about 25 seconds. Ain't aiming right. So she's getting hot, she's climbing in temp. About another 20 seconds, we'll rip it with the impact. She's gonna come right out of there, even with that ungodly extension. All right, it's been about 60 seconds. You can see it's starting to smoke pretty good. So let go of the button, pull it off, set it over there. Don't set on my hose. We'll even double check it. So yeah, we're setting Milwaukee junk, but coming in about 350, 400. Gotta start the truck, get some air. Hell yeah, just like that. Now I will say, and actually let me prove my point. So obviously you can see all that red Loctite that's up on that bolt. It got the core of that bolt about 200, and obviously I even had to wait for the truck to charge air. I'm curious. I think this thing could do a lot better, because one, I'm running it on this scrawny little 14 gauge extension cord, and the inverter that's on this truck I don't think is a pure sine wave inverter. So I would like to actually hook this up to a true 110 outlet with a good heavy duty cord. I bet it'd get that bolt glowing red hot. I want to show y'all guys, that tool's awesome. Didn't have to use a torch, didn't have to work. I mean, obviously this is a dirt excavator, but you know, if you're anywhere landfill, fantastic tool, pays for itself, practically in one use as long as you don't burn the machine down.
All right, here we are. We are back in the shop. We're gonna give this magnetic induction heater a second run through. So I haven't looked at my brother's video. I'm actually a little upset with him. He kept forgetting the GoPro and ended up filming it with his phone. So hopefully it has been watchable up until this point. But I have the KKSEVENS Magnetic Induction Heater here. He thought that while it works, and it worked good for him in the field, and you'll see how dirty it is, he has been using it. He's used it quite a few times already. He likes it, especially out there in the landfill, but he thinks it's not quite getting as hot as it can because the inverter on his truck is not a true sine wave inverter. So we're gonna go ahead and plug it into the wall of the shop here. What I'm gonna show you, I put together a little demo plate here. We put a bolt with a ton of Loctite through this little steel plate here in the vise. I shot it down with my impact here, and now I have my temperature gun. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get shot on here. I will show you the temperature on that is about 95, 96 degrees. 96, we're gonna call that 96 for sure. So that's just the ambient temperature of it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing set up, and we're gonna see how hot it can get. See what we can do here. Oh, look at it smoking. Holy guacamole, she's getting hot. 371 degrees in almost an instant. 444 degrees Fahrenheit. This is wild. 531. Wow. Look, it's melted all the nylon out of the nylon locking washer. Holy cow, this thing is freaking awesome. Wow. Look. Woo. Okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna say is rusty bolts stand no chance. Holy cow. That thing is still 200 degrees. Oh my goodness, dude. All right, KK7's magnetic induction heater. You got rusty bolts, you got Loctite bolts, you got stuff you're worried about, throw that sucker on there. Holy, that's worth every penny. That is unbelievable how quickly and how hot it got that bolt. Thumbs up, thumbs up. We will be using this a lot in the future. There's no doubt about that. So if you're interested in one, it was popped up in the video earlier. It'll be in the description below. Wow, 10 out of 10, recommend that.